Is it okay? Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction. My name is Yoon. I'm teaching in San Jose State University in design department. And also, I'm a media artist. I am artist and designer. I'm doing making artworks and also some design work. So today I'm going to talk about my work. I know it's pretty deleted. And so I'll try to make it short for you. Probably most of the people are hungry. Okay, so Biometric Data Arts, that's my work I've done and started, I think 2012 or something. So I'm fascinated by the beauty and aesthetic values of the biometric data because, everyone has all different information and data, especially, we are using biometric data in many different ways and many different software medium nowadays. But my question was, there are a lot of actually software medium, they use the biometric data, but what is it really meaning? What we can actually learn? Is it, there are also a lot of actually issues going on in identification issue, privacy issue. So I was kind of curious what we can actually learn. So I was first of all, when I was actually a PhD student in UC Santa Barbara, I was kind of walking. UC Santa Barbara has a really beautiful campus, which is next to the ocean. I was so stressed by, that there's this idea, and I was kind of walking. And I suddenly looked at my finger and kind of realized that, oh, there's a really interesting thing. And I was kind of also been the international student for a long time. And biometric thing is always kind of part of the kind of like international student process. Whenever you come in the States, you go through security, always you send your data, you have to identify yourself, you're okay, person. So something like this. So there are many questions and then kind of pondering about the fingerprint and I want to study about it and make some kind of little artistic illustration with the biometric data. So today I'm going to introduce you to my artworks. It's called This Is Honest, and second is Eyes. So my questions for this project is like this, and also it was a question from my dissertation. So what is the meaning of identification in this digital era, and what we can learn from the biometric data, and does the biometric data represent yourself? How can you interpret the biometric data in an artist way? How can we personalize, create some personalized artistic experience with biometric data? So especially, there are a lot of misuse in the biometric data. We're always, exposed by many different, the medium technology. We are captured by many different camera, system. The social media, many websites are kind of tracking, saving your personal data and use it. So, but I'm kind of questioning, so what we can actually, is it really different from the barcode, that kind of thing, is it really, what is the kind of things we can actually learn? And how we can actually address something, to really an artistic and more meaningful way. So first I started learning and studying about the fingerprint, and I generate this work. I'll show you some video. So this is the setup, the installation view of the artwork. Oh. basically what's going on here is, in the artwork, there's a sensor station, and you enter any kind of thumb, and then actually scan your fingerprint and turn it to 3D image. And when you see your 3D images and the projection panels, you can touch the circular touch screen and play the sound and also animation. So you can basically, you can use a fingerprint as a kind of musical score, musical note. So you can generate your own composition, and also within the given data, you can kind of manipulate it and create so many interesting ways. So that was the idea. So the goal was of this artwork was to find some interesting, personalized and sonic signature through everything, from your body. So that was the idea. And so, yeah, probably my approach was some kind of sonifying the body data and what we can actually learn through, not just the sing, but by sound. Because it's almost like invisible, really actually hard to see, and when you compare with your fingerprint with others, it's really hard to see the significant differences. But when you actually listen to the sound, you can kind of compare easily, because it's time-based media, there's a kind of interesting signature. So what I actually done here is pretty much I use a similar, techniques that the biometric data, the fields of biometric data, actually the researchers actually use it. So there's a kind of skeletonization, the process, and it extract all the lines. And actually I use all the bifurcations and ridges and valleys of the lines. So those are the red dots. And that's called the minutia, and probably some people from biometric data and experts probably already know. But I'm using that, extracting all the minutiae and get all the positions and numbers, and use it to the musical note. So something like this. So there's some samples. Fingerprint images. So each individual has a different, as you can hear, it has a different composition. And the melodic sound is determined by the position of the minutiae. And the size and position and the brightness actually control the amplitude and some parameters and sound synthesis. So it changes the timbre sound, melodies, amplitude. Sometimes, this person creates a spooky sound like this. Literally goes sound. And you can see some kind of cracks. Probably this person has a dry and too many dishwashing thing. Yeah, this is another one. So basically what I found is pretty much really interesting, kind of result, because I thought maybe it's just just some kind of, but thing is actually everyone has all different minutiae, position, numbers. So when I show this work in many different exhibitions, always I found some really interesting sound and really interesting, the result. So this piece actually traveled all around the world. Luckily, I had many chances to show this work. Germany, definitely in Santa Barbara, Seagraph, and Seoul. And one of actually some memorable, moments, the places I actually experienced work was in the Children's Museum, because we're adults, we know what to do, but children are kind of monsters. They are really interesting, creatures. And actually, I got invited by this new museum. If you actually have a chance to visit Santa Barbara, I highly recommend you check this museum. It's called the Moxie. It's a relatively new one, and it's for all ages. There are a lot of cool interactive exhibits. And they actually support artists, media artists, and there's some interactive media theater. They fund and sponsor some ideas and realize their idea. So I got a chance to show this work. So unlike my previous exhibition, actually, I modified it because the children are unexpected. They might break, do some crazy things. So basically, I modified many things. And also sound was more like a musical thing, and all the interface design, no sharp edges, more little lower pedestals. Everything was more user-friendly, children-friendly. So yeah, so it looks like this. Here, but I incorporate more like a playful sound at the time, so more like piano or cell phone or some more violin, guitar. And there were 3 identical stations. Children are again unexpected; they kind of jump around. So yeah, so I kind of create the 3 identical, so they can kind of explore all different stations and create some kind of use their up to 3 fingerprints and explore it. And they have really cute tiny fingers, so they actually some kind of use the 2 fingers at a time. So it was very interesting to create some kind of interesting composition with the 2. We can only do 1 because we are others. Kind of big fingers. So. Yeah, luckily it was nothing was broken, so it was kind of successfully done during 3-4 months. So I think what I also found is when I actually show this work, many people actually really feel like engagement. It's really engaging because all the data actually came from your body. It's nothing, and very intuitive interaction. You just scan your fingerprint and there's something going on. So I think. Probably there's something I can find some little connection, not like separated things, but there's some kind of more. They feel like there's kind of some representative identities in this kind of space, and through the audio-visual experience. So that was an interesting part I found. Second work is called Eyes, and yeah, it was very natural. When after I explored fingerprint. Yeah, fingerprint is more like it's a study about the line formation, but I was kind of curious about how the colors. So definitely, our eyes have all different colors. So I studied, and there's a lot of actually pixel data within your iris. So I want to use the color data to sonify and create some interesting sound and also visual. So pretty much the idea is similar. So there's the scanner, iris scanner, and you can scan it and capture it, and you'll see 3-dimensional like animated image with the sound. But one thing I actually added was I created the 3D printed sculptures along with the interactive part because when I actually showed the fingerprint one, people were curious, how different my fingerprint from others. So I want to show some little comparison, with others. So I submitted some samples, basically, like samples of all kind of 5 distinctive iris data, and so that you can listen and observe next to the interactive part. So what's going on here is, briefly, there's a scanning process. And unlike fingerprint actually requires some it's eye is a circle image, right? So I actually cut it and spread out the Cartesian image and extract all the color pixel data and also brightness and some there's a kind of hidden patterns. So I extract all the things and map to the parameters and sound synthesis and that generate the animation, visualization, and sonification. So these are some it started from the captured images, and there's one person did an awesome job, so it's a little capturing process was a little painful. So when actually people experience my work, you have to kind of hold opening your eyes pretty open, wide open, and still, hold still, and for a while. So sometimes people cry or like eyes get dry. After I capture it, I use a circle detection algorithm and I'll only extract the circle area. So there's a kind of image processing part. And I changed it to Cartesian images like this. It looks creepy. Yeah, so, and then I analyze it and make some little find some most dominant colors, most dominant patterns, that kind of thing. And at the same time, there's some 3D animation. So because instead of 2D, 3D gives some more dynamic dimensionality. I like to incorporate the 3D part. So in the final art tour, this is the final interface. So basically, there's it's kind of people can actually experience on their own. So there's a 3D animation and there's a kind of little information. You can extract all the chart of the pixel color pixel data on at the bottom corner. Some little details how I mapped it to something into the parameters of sound synthesis. So. Yeah, this work, I got, first of all, showed this work in Korea. I got a funding. But when I actually first exhibited this Korea, mostly Asian people have a dark brown or black. So the sound was pretty similar, very actually low frequency, a little bit plain. So I thought that at the time, maybe also, there's a little tricky thing, it's because it's a sensitive data, not many people definitely want to explore it because they might think, I'm stealing, their data might be stolen. So I say, I'm not saving data at all, but sometimes, people don't want to experience it. So it really was a little hard to, at the first time, it was hard to kind of measure what would be the good range for the data mapping. But when I actually start showing this one in many different places internationally, I kind of can hear many different sounds so that I can adjust, some levels, range of some, the frequency, amplitude, that kind of thing. So I got a chance to show this one here in San Francisco, Academy Arts Technology. So I kind of present this work an interactive activity section in HCM Kai. And Crunch New Media in Santa Fe. This is really cool eye, by the way. So this guy, I don't know, it's anonymous, I have no idea who is it, but this guy actually has a blue and brown. So it really actually creates really interesting kind of sound. Definitely in two different major, frequency sound. Right now I don't have a sound file, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, sometimes you meet some random people who have really awesome eyes, I think. Yeah. So that's really lucky. I feel really actually lucky whenever I encounter these kind of people. It's awesome. So unfortunately, whenever I show this work and some the older people couldn't really open eyes, and also I kind of feel a little bad actually because I'm using the circle detection part, but the thing is actually I thought I'll just do a little bit more kind of feature work, but the boundary of the iris is not super clear, so my system couldn't really recognize the circle, the iris. So I feel really actually bad when it's kind of failed, that there's kind of failure or whatever message pop up. So so that was the one thing I noticed it. So some exhibition images in Gwangju, South Korea. And a few months ago, I had a chance to show this one SIGGRAPH in LA, Los Angeles Convention Center. So many people, if you have visited, there's so many like engineers, computer graphic artists. So I had a chance to show this work, and also saw so many interesting eye designs. And currently actually this is exhibiting in New York. So if you have a chance to visit New York, you can see some. It will be going on until early December. So in SWPK Gallery in Soho area. So right now actually, for some reason I don't have a video, but the color, you probably wonder what it sounds like. So usually the high-pitched sound is generated from the really brighter colored, some kind of really brighter blue or green or yellow. And also, but if you actually have some brighter brown at some point, you also create some different, some little high frequency. If you have a brighter colors, definitely creates a really interesting melodic sound. But if you have a plain, like me, actually mine is pretty dark brown, so actually, it will create a really lowering, reverberating sound, lower frequency sound. So, there's some mapping parts. So findings and discussion, feature work. So I'm thinking not just as an artwork, but I'm thinking what if this sonification can be used for some alternative ways to identify eye disease. So as a kind of, we are in the medical building, so I'm pretty much open to collaboration. So maybe what if it can be used for example, if there's a kind of person has some kind of eye disease and there's a kind of unique sound to kind of pop up suddenly. That would be good, easy to understand. I'm questioning, as I mentioned, some aging and visions and health. Does iris change over time? So that's one thing actually I'm currently studying and researching. So if anyone has, good knowledge and idea, that would be awesome to share and hear some more stories. When SIGGRAPH, actually, one of the student volunteers, she actually brought her dog and kind of captured the dog. I think it's really cool. That's this cute dog's eye. I'm kind of curious, how it will sound like. I kind of missed the chance because I'm not saving data. It's just a one-time thing. When the next person comes, it's kind of over, right? So I cannot, see or listen everything. But I was curious. So lastly, how about when I get some more data at some point, how about the artificial intelligence thing applying to this one? What if we encounter our eyes and some artificial eye? So what if we can create something interesting, creature and kind of compare with it, or some kind of have some conversation? What if there's kind of two eyes, your eye and some virtual eye that's all generated from you and other people? So that's kind